40% in profit is kind of high for a lot of traders on average. I think we're spoiled. All of us are spoiled. We're spoiled from 2021. We're spoiled from the downturns in 2022. In a healthy market, you're not making 200% gains on zero DTs on SPX every day. This is happening because the market's f***ed up. I agreed, a bunch of spoiled brats, a lot of them. And look at Gaff over here, piling all his wealth into Cardano, only making 1% a year. You should be so lucky. Are you seeing any bearish buildup for today yet? No. Which I feel like I tried to make clear earlier. Let me make it even more clear. No. No one's buying puts. The only puts are at 41.50. And those will only print if all the calls sell off before the end of the day. So they're just gambling. Or they're sold. A market crash is it's luck, right? So all you can do is be prepared for one. You can't guarantee one is going to happen. It's a black swan event, right? It should theoretically never happen or happen all the time. Depends on which theory you want to follow. Aren't we right above the calls? No. There's calls at 41.70 and 41.75. I get gamma like every minute. OI, I mean, you don't get like actual OI updates intraday unless you have like market maker data. 41.50 puts sold to pay for the calls. Yeah, nothing's changed. I mean, once the brunt of that call position is in the money, it's never gonna give up because SPX is cash settled, right? So they're just going to sit there until close. Unless something pressures them, like earlier where we got that sell-off in futures. That's the only thing that's going to make them close those positions. I agree with most of the rant. The market has been irrational the last 2 months, and it's hard to take profits on positions when everything is flashing more bearish signs. But that's just like... So you're just saying it's hard to take profits when you're greedy? It is. But at least take some profits, right? Like yeah, when you're looking at a position, like a put position like that, and it's printing and everything's looking even more bearish, you can still like take some money off the table, right? And then be like, okay, then we'll see where the rest of this bearish shit goes, right? I mean, and currently the biggest problem seem to be people taking all the money off the table and then buying even more puts, right? It's like doubling down on their bearishness. Or not taking any money off the table and then not hedging anything after the fact. Like these zero DTE like futures based pumps should not be a surprise anymore. There was a point in time where they were surprising. We shouldn't be surprised by them anymore. In a small account, when you only have single options, it's hard psychologically to take profit because you have to close the position, but that's what you have to do sometimes. Yeah. Also, people need to not overextend so much in a small account. You know, there's people who are like, oh, I have a $5,000 account, but I also have 5 puts on SPX. And that's, you know, you've overextended massively. Like, everyone wants leverage, but increased leverage is increased risk. And a lot of people need to be focusing on position management, not making more money. Like, if you have a $5,000 account and you can make $400 on a contract, you're killing it. This is amazing. You don't need to make, you don't need to double your $5,000 port in a day. It's far more valuable to make $100 a day on your $5,000 port and manage a small position correctly than it is for you to double your $5,000 portfolio every week. Because what'll happen is you'll double it once, right? Or not at all, right? And then you'll just lose everything because you try to do the same thing twice. This YOLO shit should not be the goal. This isn't Wall Street bets. If you got a job that pays 200 grand a year and you want to try to blow up $2,000 a week, no one's going to stop you, right? But otherwise, you know, focus on incremental gains over time. You know, if you've got $5,000 and you've got one SPX put or call or one SPY, you shouldn't even have SPX if you have 5 grand or 10 grand. If you have like one SPY call, one SPY position that you're managing, and managing it properly hedging it, spreading it where you need to offset theta decay, taking profits when they're available, you're managing your portfolio properly, right? Then when you've learned to do that on one contract, then try to do it on two. I think I have a gambling problem. You might. You guys are way better than most people that ever try to do this. You guys are. Most people take 10 grand, they throw it in the market, they lose it all in 2 weeks, and they never touch it again. The fact that some of you have been in here for a year and a half, 2 years, shows that you're far better than most, right? Or at least you have enough disposable income to keep the train rolling. Well, that's your fault? Maybe. But you've got to eliminate that excess risk. Because it's so apparent when everyone gets burned, right? And it's always the same shit. Making a lot of assumptions about me, Pickle. You don't know me. I'm only on the market for the extra kava cash. Meanwhile, you haven't shilled a single thing today. You didn't know I'm transitioning out of the shill space. It's crowded. I decided I might start wearing shirts with AA's face on it and throwing stale popcorn at people randomly. Okay. That's worked out for a few people, actually. You might do well. Can we add how to manage a SPY position to the list of school of stock videos that are never going to see the light of day? Sure. Keep the verbal beatdowns coming. This is why I listen all day. The verbal lashings will continue until morale improves. I mean, morale's only up when everybody's calls are printing. Or puts. I took my profits from the drop, then took my initial investment back into puts at 41.35 yesterday at close, down 35%. Am I winning? I mean, you're winning if we drop back below 41.35, it sounds like. Yeah, basically, Holy Saber. You can create a spread and minimize your losses. Or offset the theta decay of, like, longer-term contracts. Thanks, Papa Pickle, for the hard truths. Sharing your wisdom always fills me with determination. 10 out of 10 cult leader. The things you teach us will stay with me for life, or at least until something better comes along. Cheers and Riku. Thanks, man. You should clip that segment about taking profits, managing positions, and not YOLOing.